Linda from paperboutique.blogspot.com. There are a number of videos on YouTube on how to make rub-ons, but my technique is just a little bit different, so I had to share. In the past, when I tried to make rub-ons using transparency sheets, my results were less than desirable. A couple of weeks ago, I made a video on how to make these printed transparencies using the Imagine, and it worked so well on the inkjet transparencies that I decided to use that particular brand to make rub-ons, and I'm pleased to say it worked. For this project, I used these old inkjet transparencies that I've had, and I'm not even sure that this brand is still available, but you can purchase Apollo Quick Dry Inkjet Printer Transparency Film, which is a mouthful, Apollo Quick Dry Inkjet Printer Transparency Film online from Staples for $24.99 for 50 sheets. Now this technique is a little different. I use the shiny side. When you get the transparencies, there's a shiny side and a coarser side that you're supposed to print on. Well, for this technique, print on the shiny side. Another hint when you're making these rub-ons using the transparency sheet is to experiment with different fonts, and I hope you can see this. If you use, I'll point to it with this, if you use a thinner font, you get a look that looks so incredible. It looks like you did it with your printer. It's an amazing rub-on. If you go a little thicker, which I did with the Happy, it's a little thicker script, it looks a little bit more like a, more of a stamp type. And if you do like an Arial rounded font, the thicker the font, the more it looks like a stamp. But I really like the thin line because I wanted it to look like it was actually printed on there. Well, to get this look, you'll want to experiment with different printer settings. And I'll show you how we did that in just a moment. But logically, I thought the best printer setting would be to set it on the transparency setting. That didn't work. The ink smeared. Next, I thought, well, I'll set it on glossy, and the ink also ran. Finally, I discovered that using the plain paper setting worked the best. I found that customizing the plain paper setting to 720 dots per inch gave me the best results. And you're going to have to kind of experiment with the different settings. Try the plain paper first. I have an old photographic printer. It's an Epson 1270. So the Epsons may, you may find that the plain paper is the best. And as I said, if you want more of a printer look, go to a thinner font. Both give a great look, and I'm so pleased with that. The other thing I want to do is talk about that it was easier to flip my text using my printer. So I went to the Advanced tab and turned on the flip horizontal setting. So that way, when it flipped it, it worked out really well. Each printer is a little different, but should have this feature somewhere in the Advanced menu. I'm going to run it through the printer and wait a full 30 seconds, and then we're going to treat this like a rub-on. Well, let me grab one that I just printed to show you how to do this. Okay, I'm back. I just ran this through the printer on the glossy side, and what I do is I just, move it like this for about a good 30 seconds, and just kind of don't touch it, but just let it sort of air dry. And then next, we're going to treat it just like a regular rub-on. So I'm going to lay it here, and you don't want to smear it at all. So now I'm going to just take this is a bone folder, but you could go ahead and use, a popsicle stick, and I'm going to rub up and down, not back and forth, just up and down, and you can almost see it. I don't know if you'll see it here. Release it. It almost looks like, you're actually doing a rub-on, and I'm fairly aggressive with it, and I'm just gonna, the real trick I found is using the inkjet transparency film. It works so much better. The other look I didn't even like, and then letting it dry 30 seconds, and going up and down, and I can see here where it's, you know, there's still some black. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, treat it like a transparency. I'm going to flip it up. Oh, really getting good coverage. You will be amazed. Oh, perfect. I'm going to do the Y just a little, and don't go back and don't go this way. Just keep going up and down rather aggressively. Okay, I'm going to pull this off, and it's amazing. It looks like it was done on a printer. I am so thrilled, and I'm going to be using this technique a lot. The other thing that you can do is just take a baby wipe and wipe, obviously you'd be on the slick side, just wipe this off and reuse this transparency. Well, I would like to thank you for watching, and please check out my blog at www.paperboutique.blogspot.com for more projects and ideas. Bye-bye.